My question to the Minister, is Canada in a housing crisis?
Honourable Minister.
Madam Chair, does the official opposition actually believe that Canadians have a right to a safe and affordable place to live?
Honourable Member.
The answer is yes. From Maclean's, the Housing Minister has a plan to solve Canada's housing crisis, so that's a yes. What is the average rent for a one-bedroom apartment in Victoria?
The Honourable Minister.
So do the official opposition believe in a right to housing, yes or no?
The Honourable Member.
Actually, he's to answer the question. It's not offer them here. It's $2,000 per month. What is the average home price in Yukon?
The Honourable Minister.
Chair, they miraculously think that doing less on housing will build more housing.
The Honourable Member.
Watching, whenever he doesn't answer a question, he means he doesn't know. What is the average home price for Yellowknife, Northwest Territories?
Sorry, I have a point of order. The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Madam Speaker, the member was trying to suggest the motive of the minister, and I don't think that it's appropriate.
So again, I think that's more of a point of debate. The Honourable Member.
Question remains. Will the Minister answer?
Honourable Minister.
Madam Chair, I hope the party opposite actually comes around to appreciating federal investment in housing. They don't believe that we should do more on housing.
It's $500,000 according to Canadian Real Estate Association. And by the way, when that person gets up and does a point of order, it's code that the minister needs to read some of his notes, so that's why he does that. What is the average home price in Iqaluit, Nunavut?
Sir.
When that party was in office, they didn't invest in northern housing.
Honourable Member.
Speaker, according to the Nunatsiaq News, it's $706,950 for an average house. Incredible. What is the definition of core housing need according to the minister's own department?
Minister.
Madam Chair, they don't even believe in the right to housing.
Member.
That was an easy one. It means a household can afford suitable and adequate housing in their community. So this leads to my next question. What is the core housing need in Yukon?
The Honourable Minister.
Madam Chair, they didn't invest in housing in the north.
Minister.
The answer is 13.1% in Yukon. What is the core housing need in Northwest Territories?
Minister.
Madam Chair, they released a housing plan with no mention of homelessness.
Member.
The Minister does not know the answer. The answer is 13.2% in Northwest Territories. What is the core housing need in Nunavut?
The Honourable Minister.
Madam Chair, why doesn't the honourable member believe that there's a federal leadership role in housing?
Basic questions. You know, we have 10 provinces and 3 territories that the minister should know. It's 32.9% in Nunavut. The need is over 3,000 homes. And the shortage is very clear. You've heard many announcements that this minister has made and what this government has made. But I think what makes matters worse, millions of dollars are getting spent and houses aren't necessarily getting built. And we're seeing examples in the territories where this is profound. But, you know, I asked the Minister for Northern Affairs about certain houses getting built in the territories. He said he didn't know. And so I asked the ministry, and they said they don't know because they don't track the information. It's pretty hard to hit a target that you don't even monitor, Madam Speaker. How many mixed low-income housing units were promised according to this minister's own document, the Northern Housing Report?
The Honourable Minister.
Madam Chair, the honourable member has asked a number of questions about northern housing, but guess what, Madam Chair? They don't have any plan for northern housing in their so-called housing plan.
So the answer is $248 million for 824 units in the territories. How many have been completed? Well, according to my own numbers, because the minister couldn't answer, for Nunavut, 101 are listed as completed. Northwest Territories, 39 are listed as completed. The Yukon, 0 were listed as completed, but we found that a triplex had been completed. So 143 listed as completed of 824 units where thousands are needed. Would you say you've done a great job getting the thousands of houses needed built in the territories?
Through the chair, please. The Honourable Minister.
Madam Chair, that number is inaccurate, but worse than that, the Conservatives released a so-called housing plan with no mention of northern housing. No mention of northern housing, Madam Chair.